Some things are impossible to know, but it is impossible to know these things.
Hello, good day, and welcome to
Paul Schindler, podcast on things is here for you.
Not surprisingly, I'm your host, Paul Schindler. Thank you for listening. More Joe Kashi on AI. Editor's note, and I thought I had some strong opinions. Mr. Kashi, Esquire, is a college friend who is making his third appearance. I feel he might become a regular feature. According to Joe, recent articles suggest that widespread AI implementation may result in a 50% decrease in entry-level professional jobs within 5 years. Some disruptive AI startups proclaim that that's their goal. However, history and political theory teach us that such a loss of jobs for young, educated persons is not only personally damaging to the jobless, but also a source of severe social and political unrest. That's on top of the long-term trends already in that direction. A more recent article discusses how AI facilities being built in Wyoming will use 5 times the electricity of the entire state population. AI will affect climate, energy, and pollution. Another concerning forecast is that the AI boom is much more capital intensive than the 90s .com boom. The resulting shakeout of competitive AI has-beens will be an even more severe economic crunch than the .com bust. After the bust, Joe recalls walking around the South of Market neighborhood in San Francisco at the turn of the century and marveling at so much empty office space. On the other hand, AI is sort of an arms race from which one cannot just walk away. China and others will simply continue to develop and dominate in the future. Joe Kashi thinks AI is sort of like Holmes and Moriarty. Holmes uses his abilities for good and Moriarty for personal gain and evil. We just have to hope that Holmes is superior and comes out on top. One cannot simply trust to Providence to make things right and avoid too effective social and political manipulation. Long-term, AI can help stabilize society if used correctly. Researchers, for example, can be much more effective while the average person may be more easily entertained and fill up their time. As with nuclear weapons, we may learn how to live with AI. Big wars are much less common in the nuclear era as the consequences are so extreme. By the way, there's a quote that eludes me from a nuclear scientist who died recently. It's something like, "The only thing that surprises me is that no one has used the bomb again since 1945. If you know where that quote comes from, send me an email. Fame is a hideous bitch. I will soon be flirting, yet again, with the bitch goddess of fame. I've flirted with her and wished that she would flirt with me for most of my life. If this flirtation is consummated, I'll plug it here and you'll get to know where to go to see it. Besides my flirtation with fame, this item is, yet again, about quote accuracy. I thought the original quotation was show business is a bitch, which I was adapting slightly. It turns out that quote, like so many of the greats, has been chiseled down to its essence by the game of telephone we all play with quotations. George Burns, and more recently Bart Simpson, said, show business is a hideous bitch. It should be obvious to the casual observer which version is better. City nicknames. In America, we have San Francisco, Baghdad by the Bay, Boston, the hub of the universe, or hub for short, New York City, the Big Apple, Chicago, the Windy City, Portland, Oregon, and Pasadena, California, both claiming they are the Rose City. Well, in Great Britain, they have London, the Big Smoke, Manchester, Cottonopolis, and Aberdeen, the Granite City. Bill Gates and me. I'm preparing to start a podcast besides this one. One of the subjects will be Bill Gates. I've done my best to find an audio recording of his catchphrase, "That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard." Well, he said it to me 3 times in one interview in 1979. I remember thinking at the time that it was remarkable that I had said in a few minutes the stupidest thing he'd ever heard, then something stupider, then something stupider still. Anyone know of such an audio clip? Walk-off humor from PS A Column on Things in January 1999. That is, the last century. Any of you who travel for business in these cost-cutting days, we thought those were cost-cutting days. Anyone who travels for business in these cost-cutting days can relate to this perennial list of travel suggestions. Send them to your, I'm sorry, I'll read that again. Travel suggestions. Send them to your friends at work with a spoof from address that makes them appear to be from the travel department, or simply paste them into a message and ask, did you get this email from the travel department? The line between parody and reality grows ever thinner. I could almost believe these came from my company. It begins, due to the current financial situation, changes will be made to the Business Travel Standards and Procedures Manual. Effective Monday, the following revised procedures apply. Lodging. All employees are encouraged to stay with relatives and friends while on business travel. If weather permits, public areas such as parks should be used as temporary lodging sites. Bus terminals, train stations, and office lobbies may provide shelter in periods of inclement weather. Hitchhiking is the preferred mode of travel in lieu of commercial transport. Luminescent safety vests will be issued to all employees prior to their departure on business trips. Bus transportation will be used only when work schedules require such travel. Airline tickets will be authored at extreme circumstances, and the lowest fares will be used. For example, if a meeting is scheduled in Seattle, but the lower fare can be obtained by traveling to Detroit, then travel to Detroit will be substituted for travel to Seattle, and it's up to you to figure out how to get there. Meals. Expenditures for meals will be limited to an absolute minimum. It should be noted that certain grocery and specialty chains, such as Hickory Farms, General Nutrition Centers, Costco, and Sam's stores, often provide free samples of promotional items. I'm sorry, I'll read that again. Promotional items. Entire meals can be obtained in this manner. Travelers should also be familiar with indigenous roots, berries, and other protein sources available at their destinations. If restaurants must be utilized, travelers should use all-you-can-eat salad bars. This is especially effective for employees traveling together, as one plate can bring the food for everyone. Cans of tuna, fish, spam, and beefaroni can be consumed at your leisure without the necessary bother of heating or costly preparation. Finally, some miscellaneous changes to the travel policy. All employees are encouraged to devise innovative techniques in an effort to save company dollars. One enterprising individual has already suggested that money can be raised during airport layover periods, which could be used to defray travel expenses. In support of this idea, pretend to be baggage handlers, and then you can earn tips by helping others with their luggage. Small plastic roses and ballpoint pens will also be available to employees so that sales may be made as time permits. But wait, you may have heard me use the BBC phrase from the 40s and 50s, I'm sorry, I'll read that again. It enables me to spend less time recording this podcast and yet making it better for you. This week's walk-off music is an older song of mine, All the Laughter, All the Tears. But first, that's my opinion. I'm Paul Schindler. Thanks for listening.
All the laughter, all those tears, all the fun for all those years, all the other good for 18 months at best. I just knew the day we met, we were good for years, and yet it never even crossed my mind. Decades of love would soon be mine. All the laughter, all those tears, all the fun for all those years. I got your best, you got mine. Our lovers met the test of time. If we'd both had our druthers, we both could have married others. Was it fate or just kismet left us single till we met? I don't know for sure, you see, but I'm for you and you're for me. All the laughter, all those tears, all the fun for all those years. I think our story's just begun. I look ahead, I see more fun. I see laughter most of all. I see tears will seldom fall. We'll be together till the end. Our love is strong, it will not bend. It's only after death we'll part. Until then, you'll own my heart. All